Today I'm taking you to a place hidden high above the coast of Fethiye and Ölüdeniz, a place surrounded by cliffs, forest, silence and one of the most beautiful views in this region. Afkule is not directly on the main tourist path. You don't simply step out of the car and arrive. To reach it, you first have to walk through nature, follow the trail and make your way deeper into the hills. Afkule means something like Tower of Forgiveness or Tower of Mercy. In Turkish, Af means forgiveness, mercy or pardon, and Kule means tower. So the name itself already gives this place a very spiritual feeling. But it is important to understand this was not originally a Turkish place or a Turkish monastery. Afkule is a Christian monastery connected to Byzantine period, to the old Christian history of this region. The name Afkule is the name we use today. Historically, the monastery is also connected with Aios or Saint Eleftherios, a monk who, according to local tradition, lived here in isolation and built or shaped parts of the monastery into rocks. Some sources describe this place as the life's work of this monk, created in a remote location for prayer, silence and separation from outside world. When you stand here, to be honest, this story immediately feels believable, because this is not a normal building in a normal location. It is hidden in the cliffs, far away from the noise of the town, surrounded by forests, rocks, wind and the endless view of the Mediterranean Sea. Some sources date the monastery to the Byzantine period, while other travel sources connect it specifically with the 11th century and the story of Saint Eleftherios, because the exact historical details are not always described in the same way. It is better to say that Afkule is an old Christian monastery with Byzantine roots, surrounded by local legends and religious tradition. For monks, places like this were not only built for comfort, they are built for silence, for prayer, for discipline, and maybe also for escape from the everyday world. The other name sometimes used for this place is Çileler Manastırı, which you can translate it as something like Monastery of Trials or Monastery of Suffering. And after walking through the forest over rocky paths and slippery ground, this name also makes sense. The journey itself already feels like a small trail before you even arrive. During my visit in Afkule, I discovered an opening in a monastery. At first, I wasn't sure what it was, and honestly, I also wasn't sure if it was safe to go inside or even if I could get back out again. Luckily, I had my 360-degree camera with me, together with a long selfie stick. So instead of climbing into the opening myself, I decided to carefully lower the camera inside and take a closer look. And what I saw surprised me. From the inside, it looked like kind of a cistern, a space that may have once been used to collect or store water. Today, it is partly filled with stones, dirt and sadly also some trash. For sure, I can't say how everything got there. Maybe some of the stones rolled down from above over time, but seeing rubbish and vandalism in a place like this honestly made me sad. Places like Afkule should be protected. These old structures are not just empty ruins, they are pieces of history. And it doesn't matter where you come from, what your religion is, or what your background is, places like this belong to the memory of humanity. And when people scratch names into the walls, leave garbage behind or damage old stones, they don't just harm a building, they harm something that has survived for centuries. I really hope Afkule will survive for many more hundreds of years, and I hope more people understand the true value of places like this, because the real treasury here is not only the view, it is the history, the silence, the effort and the human story behind these stones. And you can still see the parts of the old structure, stone walls, carved spaces, ruins and the remains of rooms that once belonged to a completely different life. But its position makes it powerful. Afkule is built directly into cliffside. From here the view opens toward the sea, the coastline. Some sources say you may have seen as far as Rhodes. And this is what makes Afkule special to me. It is not only the history, it is not only the ruins, it is the combination of everything. The difficult path, the silence of the forest, the rocks, the sea below, and feeling of isolation, and then this monastery standing here for centuries, almost hidden between nature and sky.